get down. Feel the high come turning round. Seasons catch you like the wind, tell you to begin again. Oh, you get up and you get down. Hello everybody, my name is Kirsten Adamson. I'm a singer-songwriter based in Edinburgh in Scotland, and I am here in my little studio in my summer house in my garden on a very rainy day to chat to you about supporting my new crowdfund for my upcoming album Landing Place. Landing Place is a collection of songs that I've written over the past year and a half that encompasses the emotional journey that I've been on in that time. The biggest part of which for me has been becoming a mother to my little boy Sid, and yeah, just the experience of that and the kind of huge emotional roller coaster that goes along with that. For me, becoming a mum's brought on a lot of self-reflection, and I think over the short period of time that Sid has been around, it's helped me to come to terms with a lot of things that have happened in my life. Another very unexpected part of the journey since lockdown began has been my exploration into my dad's songs. My dad was Stuart Adamson, the singer and songwriter for Big Country, guitarist in the Skids, and writer for the last band, the Raphaels. And yeah, over the past year and a half, I've played a lot of his music. I began live streaming from right here in my summer house when lockdown hit. And yeah, it didn't look like this back then. It was a bit dingy and cold, and anyway, it's been brightened up a little bit. But throughout those live streams every Friday, I've played a lot of my dad's back catalogue. Most of the songs have been requested by fans on my Facebook page or members on my Patreon site, which is a subscription site that I set up during lockdown as well. In the past, I always shied away from playing any of my dad's songs live or recorded. I haven't played any of them. So when I started to really look at his songs and study the works and compose my own arrangements, it was a hugely emotional experience for me, and one that I never imagined would kind of happen. It wasn't just learning the songs and playing them, it was the connection that the fans felt to them, and I've been quite overwhelmed by the response that my dad's fans have had to some of my performances and some of the arrangements of the songs. So that has been another part of the journey, and but I think just the whole experience of lockdown and of performing online, such a strange thing for a musician to have to do, it's kind of made me realise and take stock of a lot of things in my life. So the record Landing Place to me is just a huge emotional journey. It's about letting go. It's about accepting things that have happened in my life, and it's also about remembering to live in the here and now. So for this record, I managed to do a lot of collaborating for the writing part. This was done through a lot of FaceTiming and things like that, as we've not been able to meet up for a while. But I managed to work with some amazing songwriters. Jason McNiff, a great songwriter based down in Hastings. Dave Byrne, my good friend and songwriting buddy from The Marriage. A local songwriter who I hadn't worked with before called John Mackenzie. And most recently, one of Edinburgh's best writers, Dean Owens. So together we've kind of finished off and written this collection of songs that I'm very excited about. And these writers have really helped me to deploy my best songwriting, I think, through the stories and the beautiful melodies that we've created together. I hope to kind of reproduce the vivid images of my real life characters, and show some essence of the characters, and but not only that, my consciousness of the landscape that surrounds us here in Scotland as well. So I'm hoping to kind of really bring the words to life through the music. I truly believe that music is my way of connecting with people, but not only that, connecting people's life experiences, making sense of all the things that happen to us, and kind of dealing with the big emotions that we feel. The writing development part of this album, which is the part that of the process that I'm in just now, has been backed by Creative Scotland. And so over the coming months before the recordings, I'll be finishing the arrangements of the songs with Dean Owens, who I've been writing with as well. So he's been working closely together with me on the songs, improving the song structures, helping me to capture the stories within the lyrics, and really bring the album to life. He will also be on board for the full recording process, and he'll be in the important role of the producer. So a bit about the recordings. The initial recordings will be done at the Slate Room Studio, which is in Pencaitland in Edinburgh, and they'll be engineered by a fantastic engineer named Gary Boyle. I have some great session musicians on board to record the songs. Mike McCann on bass guitar and Stuart Brown on drums. They're going to work alongside me to get the bones of the tracks down. And then once we've done that together, John Mackenzie, who I've worked with a lot over the past year and a half, will be laying down guitar. And a Nashville-based guitarist called Will Kimbrough will be also laying down extra guitar parts. Joe Harvey-White, who is based in London, will be doing some lovely pedal steel, and really kind of adding those finishing touches to the album. I am very, very excited to work with these musicians, and I can't wait to get in the studio and make these recordings happen. The musicians that I've chosen to work with really understand me and my music, and they understand the tenderness of where the songs come from. So yeah, I couldn't think of a better bunch of people to be working with. So that's a little bit of background on the project and where I've come from and where I'm at just now. But here's where you can come in. If you feel like you want to back this project, then whatever you contribute will help towards the release of the album next year. And I'll go into some of the costs now, about what that means for an independent musician. So the initial studio recordings currently stand at £1,300. This then needs to be sent off for mixing and mastering, which is £2,500, and the musicians' fees are around about £1,500 at the moment. Once that's all done, I need to get the CDs and vinyls pressed. So for CDs, it's £750. For vinyls, it's much more expensive, and it takes a bit longer, and it's £1,200. So once I've got that done, all the product together, all recorded really beautifully, I then have to release this album into the world. And to do so, I need to promote it, which costs a very minimum of £2,000. So the that currently adds up to £9,250, which I have set the target at. So this is the very minimum amount that I would need to raise to make this project happen, and bring this album into fruition. The way that Kickstarter works is that if I don't reach the target, then the project is not backed. It's an all or nothing deal with Kickstarter, so we really need to hit this target in order to make this project happen. But there are many other elements which bring an album, which make an album have more impact when it's released into the world, which I haven't covered here. And so if we hit the target of 9,250, the minimum, then anything further would go towards a full release of the album. This includes the filming of one or more music videos, which run alongside singles, the design and purchase of merchandise to sell on website and on live gigs, and finally the very pricey cost of booking and planning a tour for the surrounding release. So the actual total of an independent release is closer to about £20,000. It is a huge amount, but that is the reality of an independent release in the current market. So I have got lots and lots of work to do, but I am more than ready to do it, and I hope that you can back this project and also come along for the ride. I've kept the pledge rewards to a limited number to make it easier for you to decide which one would suit you best. But I feel like I've come up with some really cool rewards. So from house concerts to handwritten lyrics, writing sessions with me, so I can help you write a new song, or you can send me in lyrics and I'll write a song with those lyrics. There are the more basic ones, which are signed CDs, vinyl, and a whole bunch of digital download material as well. One of which being an EP called Adamson Sings Adamson, which will be a collection of my favourite songs that I have performed of my dad's over the past year and a half, and they will be put together on a little EP. So there's lots to choose from, and I hope that you can find something you feel is worthy of backing, so that we can make this project happen. I think I've told you all the info about this project, but if there's something that you want to ask me about, feel free to comment or send me a little message and I'll get back to you. Finally, I just want to thank you for your consideration in supporting this project. It really would mean the world to me to make this happen, and I do need all the help I can get. I'd also like to extend my further gratitude to my patrons, so to everybody who has tipped, shared live streams, become a member on my site. You have kept me afloat over the past year and a half, and I have to say that without your help, these songs would not exist. I would simply not have been able to have the time to do all this writing that I've done. So, thank you very much for considering supporting this. I hope that you do, and I hope to see you at a live show when the album is finished. Thanks a lot, everybody. Stay safe and take care. Bye.
Now I listen to my father with the wind howling through the trees, from heroes' tales to pain and truth, sweet Celtic melodies. I don't have all the answers, and some things are best unknown, for I never knew my father till I sang my father's songs. I never knew my father till I sang my father's songs. I never